Yeah, I don't know why we got disconnected then. Maybe I pissed off this new spirituality. But I was saying, when I rocked up at hospital last year and I said I've got stroke-like symptoms. Their attitude was like, yeah, but this is the new spirituality. Go away, man. Become spiritual. Join the club. And here I am, and I'm like, the most restful place to, the most healing place to rest is to be natural to the stroke or whatever it is. Something's adjunct again, isn't it? But I need to reconnect with humanity. I need to speak to people on this new level of communication. I don't know what your thinking is, what your logic is, what you're trying to hide, what you're not able to speak about. I don't know the protocol. I don't know what's appropriate to you all. I've just got my idea of what's appropriate to life, and that doesn't seem to quite equate to your ability to of life. And I think I need to somehow isolate the right person or people to have a conversation with. And I don't think it's a therapist. I don't think it's anybody like my family. I think it's more like a stranger or a friend. And to state, and not anywhere with a fixed purpose, because I just become the purpose. If I go to like a group, I'm just focused on what the group purpose is. That's the means of communication. This is my autism. This is how I understand socializing. I'm like, why am I here? What am I doing? What's the collective purpose? And I just surrender and die to that, and I disappear and interact. Because for me, it's just sitting in somebody's presence and being comfortable sitting next to them that I think is what it means to communicate. That's communication. I don't really understand language. But there are no sitting in people's presence groups that I'm aware of. And unfortunately, I sort of need to use communication. I think on this occasion I need to be in people's presence, because as much as I know what it means to be human and communicate, just to be in the presence of somebody, we're something else now, aren't we? We have communication and language, and I need to re-understand that. Because I blame you all. This is why I hate humanity. I blame you all for my problems. I've grown up. I've had an ego, obviously. But I've had all of these good intentions to life, good intention to people. I've had a lot of good teachers with good messages. And I've tried to live by that. And somehow I find myself suffering inexplicably incomprehensible. What face do you make when your leg doesn't feel like it's pointing in the right direction? Let's just leave it at that. But yeah, I've had all these good intentions to the world, humanity. I know I've not been perfect underneath all of that. I've still got a lot of issues and a lot of things I need to work through, imperfections. Sorry, I think I need to just put the camera aside for just one minute, 1 second. I want to tell the GP I've got pelvic inflammatory disease because all of my pelvis feels inflamed. That's what the pain is like. But only women get pelvic inflammatory disease. And the doctors don't listen to me when I tell them straight about what I'm experiencing, that I've got stroke-like symptoms. So how can I tell them I've got pelvic inflammatory disease when I'm a man and they don't listen to me when I'll talk sense anyway? To tell them that I've got a disease that only women have. I've got no chance. I'm not going to waste my energy when my energy's being pulled left, right and centre anywhere, all over the shop. So I need to find a way to reconnect with human beings in a way that I realise that I can't live in this world begrudging all of humanity and being weak. If I didn't have physical health problems, I'd be able to keep that tone going, and I'd be able to say, F us all, F humanity, we're a disgrace, it's over. But I can't, because I'm weak. And where I'm weak, I have to deal with the problem in a different way. And that's to re-understand to re-establish a means of communication. So to put myself there and say, look, is there anything here for me to learn from you? And this is where my mind wants to put blocks in place. My mind wants to say, I want to find hope. That's what I'm trying to do. And in honesty, I don't think that's a good avenue. But being alone isn't a good avenue either. So really, my life looks a bit like the world at the moment. We're just like fucked in every direction we go in. So I look at it a different way. The inevitability is that I'll move onto the boat and it'll be something out of Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, number 2. When they go to hell. The reason is because I remember watching that, and I one of my biggest fears is claustrophobia, and it's like they went to hell and it was like the Easter Bunny, and I don't know what, I can't remember the storyline, but they were moving through these really confined, I think they were metal boxes, and I think with the trauma I've got at the moment, I'm looking at the boat that I'm going to move on to, and I can just see it being like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures number 2. Fuck Barcelona! I can't! I can't take it! I can't take it! This is me trying to express myself to humanity. I don't know what else to do. I spoke to the mechanic today and it was like, the way people speak, even if they're the nicest people in the world, it's like, I have nothing to lose but to shame myself even more and cry to the world because my life is that shit. I can't take it! And do you know what kills me the most? I know the psychologist at the hospital was fucking aware of the problem I had with my hip. And it kills me that I'm sitting here suffering like this and she's fully fucking aware. And the amount of times I go to I've been to A&E, to the GP, and I'll tell them about my pain problems and I get spoken to like I'm speaking a different language. And it kills me that I'm suffering this pain and we have a national fucking health service. And I'm being played games with. When I can't take it! I can't take it! I can't take it! I can't take it! I can't take my hip! I said it was going to be a hard watch this video, didn't I? It's unfortunate screaming helps. Oh shit! I can't take it! I'm just thinking back to my last hospital admission when I was screaming in pain. And I was getting treated like I was the bad guy. I can't bear this. I'm sure I've discouraged a few more people from listening. If there are any viewers still, but life has lost its meaning. I've lost you all, and I've been made weak, and I've been made to realise that in this weakness, you can't go it alone. That's the time that it's like the natural time life calls for you. But I have to persist, and in terms of meaning, I guess nothing has meaning. That's the truth. You know, I'm so far spiritual that I know the ego has no value. Any pursuits of the ego are to be discarded because they're only going to come back and bite you in the ass a little bit down the road. In terms of achievement in the world, I made a video this morning that basically painted the picture of our problems on a collective level, and I said, you know, I might be able to see the problem, but I can't do anything about it. And when both spirituality and other human beings antagonize you, and that's the biggest thing. I feel antagonized by spirituality through my mental health. I feel antagonized by humans. I feel antagonized by life and society. Where do I go? So let's look at an ideal case scenario. The ideal case scenario is that I don't know anymore. Because whenever I say that is an ideal case scenario, it's like such a ridiculous attempt to make me feel antagonized that whatever I were to say, like this is the best case scenario, that antagonization can just take a new level or come back in a little bit after giving me a break. I need to change. I need to change. I need to So what I'm thinking is I need to find purpose again, and I need to get the message out there for what's going on, because however awake the people are, they're also powerless to the circumstance of their own lives. That's how I see it. Awake people without any power. I don't know how I'm going to give people power, but I know what message I have to give. Well, at least I've got an idea of a message I can give right now. And I'm thinking about carting myself off to, is it Regent's Park? Hyde Park, one of the two? They have a speaker's corner where people stand on like a ladder or something, a small step ladder, and they speak their minds. And I'm thinking about doing that on a daily basis. I'm thinking about speaking to the consultant at the hospital, at the community team, and saying to him, look, I want to have an active discussion with the NHS to express my viewpoint of how archaic the mental health system is in comparison to switching on the TV and seeing the news talking about racism and the news talking about equality in terms of gender and sex. How archaic the mental health system is in comparison to that, when you're priding yourselves that you're doing good in that direction. I'm sorry. I appreciate they both still need to be addressed. But we're fucking being forced medication, man, that shuts us down because we're natural. There's something adjunct again. So I'm thinking I need to be proactive and speaking to the doctor. Look, man, when basic things like sleep are taken, when essentially you're being told by the system that's on the outside that can help at times, like the national health system, and you're being told, no, go away and suffer, which is essentially what I'm being told. The sickness to life really does take hold. And it's like I'm trying to find meaning beyond those two things. I'm trying to find. And at a fundamental level, for my physical body, for the vulnerability I am as a human being, I don't know what to do because I'm a child in this world, man. I don't know how anybody isn't. And those that aren't, they're just pretending. Like I'm being forced to see my problems from a different angle, where I'm more than happy to tell the whole human race to go fuck themselves. Life humbles you. And I'm sure for all the adults in the world, they just they're a pitfall waiting to happen. And life humbles you. So what is it to be an adult? If any stance, any viewpoint that you have can be taken away by unpleasantness, by life. There's no adults in this world, man. 8 billion children. It's too much. It's the situation's too much. It's like I can't cope. There needs to be a change in the system. The forcing of medication onto human beings is inhumane. It goes against human rights. And a more compassionate system to people suffering needs to be put in place, because there's no life for me here. I fight my life to run away from medication, and I'm thinking, if I put myself through a month of absolute fucking agony in hospital and get accustomed to the medication, where the medication will numb me enough where I won't feel my body, because that's what it does, and just be depressed in that. Take an active depression. I'm sickened. I can't breathe. There's no way forward, man. My life is done. I'm saying I've explored life enough. I've maxed it out. I can't see a route forward. I want a route forward. I don't want to be sitting here crying on fucking camera. It's too much. It's like I need drugs. My body, my mind, my life need drugs. I can't live anymore. I'm full of sadness. I can't take the pain, man! I don't know what to do. I'm fucking crying, man. I'm crying. The cramp is unbearable! Right, I'm gonna have to end this live stream. It's not going anywhere. It's just highlighted that I am against the wall. It's highlighted that nothing should be held to in terms of physical possessions, in terms of ego anymore. And I remember why I spent the best part of last year having a go at you all. Because this is the end of the fucking medication. What I mean by that is that whatever that fucking medication, that course of medication did to me, it sent me in a fucking merry-go-round of CBT. I fucking hate CBT, man. That's how I view CBT. It's like a merry-go-round. A merry-go-round. It says, what's the problem? And you say, X. And it's like, all right, we'll make that X a circle. Explore the X. And you go round and round and round and round until you break. That's CBT. But essentially where I am now is where I was last year in terms of me having any place in this world, and that is I hate humans, I hate life, I hate society. My programming is that of love, that of compassion, and to see ideals. And as much as I hate humanity now, I'm also aware that underneath it all, I love humanity. And I'm aware that given the right unimaginable circumstances, we can all live in peace again, together, and have a fantastic experience. But in the immediate, I hate humanity. In the immediate, I've got no life. In the immediate, the positivity, fake positivity, you heard fake news, you heard fake positivity, that this medication gives, the fake space this medication gives, well, let's explore it. I was going to say, it's put me in a place of utter hell, but it's a little bit more real, if I'm honest, than where I was last year. So I'm just seeing my circumstance from a different perspective. I'm feeling it in the moment. It's real, it's gritty, it's dirty, it's crying on fucking live stream to the fucking world. And last year's proactiveness is out the window. But in honesty, oh fuck! As long as I've got my fucking hip and leg hanging off, and the fucking therapist at the hospital that knows my leg is in pain and shuts up, probably because the NHS won't do anything anyway. But that circumstance is life, you know? What am I being fucking proactive about when the system is so fucked the wrong way that lets people suffer like this? I'm autistic, man. I don't get... I create infinite ideas about what and why. Who knows which one's right? All I know is the fucking present moment. My body makes me know the present moment. Fuck! No! And I know my uncle likely went through this same pain. I have no friends to be tied at the hip with. I've renounced all my fucking family and I'm alone to the world. Where does the saying tied at the hip come from? Where do all these sayings in this English language come from? Because so many of them, break a leg, get your leg over. Maybe it's just my mental health playing games with me, but it's really tried its best and put in a lot of effort to show me an energetic parallel where these sayings come from, and it's astonishing that from that perspective at least, people don't have a problem with it. People don't see anything wrong with it. And instead we're complaining about a pandemic that doesn't quite make sense. I can't take the pain. The Zika virus from a few years back, that looks serious. This one just looks a bit like something is missing, something isn't being said. But hey, I'm paranoid. So my life has been taken from me, and what I mean by that is any ease, any groove, any understanding, any reference to the world has all been removed from my mind. I have nothing to go back to. I don't know where I'm going. All I know is the pain in the present moment. And the likelihood is, because all the grooves, all the references keep getting removed, it's going to be like this going forward. So in the immediate, life is saying accept the fucking pain. Find life with the pain. I can't take this! I can't take it! Unfortunately, I find this place with too much pain. I don't want to say too much work done on a spiritual level, but maybe that's got a factor in all of this as well. But life is saying go forward forever with nothing and eternal pain. Become a psychopath, Andreas. Forget the world. But I was trying to say before, I think this is life, man. Remembering back to my teens, remembering back to pretty much my teens, remembering back over the course of my mental health. That leaves a period of childhood up until the age of 10. And about 3 years in my early 20s where I've had anything different. This is life for me. This is real. And everything on the outside is saying this is real. This is the place where you live. I'm done as a human being. I will sit here and rock back and forth in trauma from now until the end of eternity. If you want me to go forward like this, you need to change. I can't do it anymore. Where do you want me to go? You're not speaking the right language. Life. You're ill. You've got a mental health disorder. Go and take yourself to the fucking hospital and get yourself pumped full of medication. This body can't take it anymore. I will rock from now until the end of eternity. I want nothing of this world. I want no ego. Pump this body through full of the right hormones and everything else, and it will want this for a short period and that for a short period, but it has no value. I'm just riding the waves. If we want to talk about being real and this being my fucking life in the fucking present moment, I need to be rocking out of trauma, and that rocking won't stop until the outside fucking world changes. So where am I going to get up? Where am I going to do anything different from? It's over. We're fucked as a species. This is the message. I might do that. I might just surrender to the pain until it numbs my mind to such an extent I start rocking. Because I've given up on all this material shit. Shit and piss everywhere. Because that isn't my life. Already. Shit and piss everywhere because I just can't be bothered to get up to the fucking toilet. Because I'm so busy rocking in the present moment. And living life. I don't want to be distracted with going to the fucking toilet. And then wait until the rent doesn't get paid enough and they come to evict me and they find me here rocking, sitting in a pool of my own shit and piss, and they get services in. That is the way forward for me. And I'll write a little letter and I'll leave it by my side saying, I don't want the medication. I can't live in a world where I'm being fucking forced medication for being natural. I'd rather sit in a pool of piss and shit than take your fucking insanity. It's just a medication of side effects. Oh, he's got something wrong with his head. We'll just send him off in any direction to complain about his body for a little while. That's the medication. You rock up at hospital, you get administered a medication. How do the fuck the doctors know which medication to give you? I had a conversation with a consultant. I said, yeah, but I don't like how this medication inhibits this receptor in the brain and this receptor and this receptor. And the doctor said to me, I don't know anything about those receptors that the medication works upon. Well, how do you gain a proper assessment to give anybody anything? What, the recommendation from the pharmaceutical company? I'll give you a fucking medication if all you need is a recommendation. Fuck the system. And I've got nothing to lose. God knows how many hours I've been speaking, so I turn my direction towards anybody with actual fucking power in this world. Aliens, secret services, agencies beyond the secret service, men in black, God knows fucking what. Maybe you're a god pretending to be a fucking normal cunt of a human. And I say, what the fuck is going on, man? Is this not serious? Is my life not serious? Am I not willing to pursue any avenue? Am I not being genuine? Am I not trying every fucking day? Have I not given more energy probably than anybody else I've ever met to life? What the fuck am I doing wrong? I don't know how I've come into this bubble where I'm able to live any other way than what should be real. But as I said, what's real is me rocking back and forth until the end of time. So I'm fucked. And you want me to get up and fucking take endless, copious amounts of pain without any fucking enjoyment? Computer says no. Love doesn't exist, man. Not in this world. It's just an idea to live by, because this world kills reality. So you can live by love, but you might as well tell yourself any story. If you want to tell yourself love, fine. And I know I'm not seeing clearly, but this is what life is saying to me. You know, I'm not wanting to be here. Life is putting me here. Life keeps putting me here, and I have to surrender, and I have to say, I've realised I can't go forward. And I'm really, really considering rocking back and forth after I have some cauliflower and fucking lamb. That's my life. What would it take for you to fucking cry on fucking live stream in a genuine pursuit or finding any hope in your life? Fuck! Fuck! And I try and do what's appropriate only. It's unimaginable, isn't it? Somebody could reduce themselves to such a pathetic expression for existence. crying on fucking camera and posting it on the fucking, posting it to the world if anybody watches or not. There was an injustice that happened when I went to hospital on the last occasion. The voices that I normally hear in my head were transplanted with the voice of my sister, and I hate her. I hate my father, and I hate my uncle as well, and they were the voices that were in my head before. But unfortunately, when I first started to hear their voices, I didn't have too many problems with them. So there's a level of acceptance of course of life. And my sister has entered my head with a very light-hearted tone, but all I know of her is how much I hate her. And I get the impression on a spiritual level, okay, the experience of hospital that's traumatised me so much was for this purpose. It's like, right, well, he's maxed out his dad and his uncle, so they've copped it. We can't really run Jim Dimitri, Vladimir H. Dimitri programs anymore. We've got to keep it real. Let's put his sister in. No, I'm sorry, I disowned her. Spirituality tried the next best, and unfortunately, it was lazy, and I'm suffering it. And, you know, I've got really incensed by it at times when I hear her voice. And then other times I sedate myself to the pain of life, and I just let it run in the background. And I know I'm in a coma, and I know there's no life. I'm not alive until she fucks off out of my head. It's the wrong program. So let's leave it at that. I've got a mental health disorder. I'm having trouble with how my mental health is changing. Time for more medication, isn't it? There's no other answer. We need to give Big Pharma more money. That's the answer to our problems. Oh, we got a whole fucking species suffering. The solution is give Big Pharma more money. They'll sort us out. Yeah, they'll sort us out. I reserve sarcasm for when I've got nothing else. It just comes out. I try and fight it all other times. I have done since I was a child. But it's more of an attack than just pure sarcasm. It's a disgrace that I'm suffering. Spirituality is laziness, man. Spirituality's fucking laziness. The thing that ties the whole fucking universe together is lazy when it comes to my fucking life. Please, let's wrap this game up. Planet Earth 2020. Close the books and say we're starting again. The conscious ones can come out the fucking shadows instead of fucking hiding. And take some fucking responsibility for their fucking supernatural powers. Spirituality is lazy. Next time you're in fucking agony, and I'm being serious, next time you're in pain and life makes you want to get up, because that's what life tells you to do, society tells you to do, others, human beings tell you to do it. Realise that spirituality is there, fucking taking a cut of your extra effort for being superhuman. It's a joke, isn't it? My eyes have been rolling in my head from pain for too long, man. And I'm looking at my leg and I feel sickened by my leg. Imagine walking like a man for the best part of your life and then turning around looking at your leg and realising it looks like a woman's leg. It's a bit like what I'm going through. And my legs are walking differently and they feel different, and my mental health keeps saying, oh, but it's pretty, isn't it? Oh, but it's pretty. And I'm like, what's going on? Next time you're lazy, you're being spiritual. Spirituality called the line on our fucking madness. And they said, fuck this. These guys are fucking mad. They can kill themselves. And when they realise what's going on, they'll come back to the level. Let's all be a little bit spiritual.